Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the Higher Vibrational Podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to SherryLord.com for more info. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have you. We have a very special guest today, and we're going to be bringing her on in just a few minutes, and we love her. And her name is KristiBorst, and her topic is reclaiming your divine true self and ancient wisdom held at birth. She is such a beautiful soul. She's also an author, and we're going to talk a little bit about her. But first, what we want to know and let everybody know is that we will be doing drawings today. So it's very important that you chat something. You have to chat high. If you chat high, you are in the drawing. So make sure you chat something so you can get a book from Satyama Publishing Company. Make sure you go to satyama.com, and they also have a Facebook page. We're going to be giving away The Invisible Reptide by Karen Montgomery, and KristiBorst, our beautiful guest, is going to give away a very special 15-minute medical, emotional, intuitive reading. You don't want to miss this. So make sure you chat because we're giving away 2 gifts today. And I just want to say thank you, Kristi, for joining us. And I just going to say just a little bit about you. In 2013, Kristi opened her Healing Resonance LLC ministry, offering her own multidimensional healing and empowerment process she calls Perspective Reboot. Kristi shares sessions may include physical, mental, emotional, and/or spiritual healings with a focus on inner child reconnection, chakra, energy realignment, ancestral repatterning. Ooh, that's a good one. They all are. And karmic release and soul empowerment. Wow. Her own path in myriad client sessions have shown Kristi that we each give up bits and pieces of ourselves on our journey. We readily toss aside the magic and wonder of childhood, not knowing the true cost of what we're surrendered. All things remain hidden in the shadows of self-doubt, abuse, trauma, surviving conditional love, and fitting in. We are so happy to have you. You are a lady of wisdom and a lot of knowledge. Thank you, Kristi. Is there anything you'd like to share a little bit about your path and about the topic we're going to be talking about?
Well, first of all, I just want to say hi, and hi to Claudia and Penny who have joined us live. Oh, and hi, Sharon. Thank you. So as we kind of mentioned in that intro, you know, I believe we all have ancient wisdom that we come into physical form holding. I think we know who we're here to be. We know what our kind of challenges or lessons are going to be, but the kind of density, if you will, of 3D or just the veil kind of makes that wisdom get a little bit hidden, but I find that many times it's hidden in plain sight.
Oh, wow.
So what happened for me, Sherry, is that I was a very sensitive child, very compassionate, the person that everybody would go to when they were upset at school. And I didn't realize that that was part of, you know, the healer that I was born to be. Okay. And I did have an incident in my childhood where I was told I could not be that person. And I was such an obedient child that I hid it away to the extent that I literally forgot it was there. But let's see, I guess at this point, it was almost 15 years ago. I started having this just knowing, urging awareness that there was more I was supposed to be doing, but I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
And so I had just read a book on manifesting, and there was something in that about, you know, keep your goals or your vision vague, but make the emotions rich. So I started to ask myself, what is it that I like to do? And that answer was clearly helping people. So I just kind of put that message out. I want to help people in a bigger way. And what showed up for me was much bigger than what would have showed up, I think, if I had put, constructs on that.
Exactly.
So really kind of like long story short, from like 2010 to 2013, I just went on this really, I guess, self-awareness, spiritual expansion path. There are so many stories I could share in that period that I don't know how to pick just one, but almost like the pivot for me was that I had taken Reiki classes, kind of similar to you. When I walked in, I didn't know anything about what it was about, but I was just open to the guidance that led me there.
Yeah.
And so in the end of 2011, my husband and I went to Sedona.
Ooh.
And I knew it was going to be a spiritual experience, but I didn't know why. And our first night there, we were in the grocery store, and I was in the aisle getting a Starbucks Frappuccino, and this man walked in fatigues, and he was staggering. He was so drunk, and he was going to get alcohol. And as I saw him, I heard in my head, talk to him.
Oh, wow.
And it was really like the first time I channeled a healing, and I went and talked to him. In the middle of it, he said to me, "Oh my God, you're an angel sent to me. And this is a spiritual experience." And it was really like a spiritual experience for both of us. And then a short time after that, back at home, I went for a reading with a Native American channel. And the first thing I sat down, he said, "You're a great healer, right?" And I was like, yeah, okay. and he just kept saying it because I wasn't owning it. Okay. And then like after about 7 or 8 times, I finally said, "Well, if I am, I don't know how to get there from here." And he just looked at me and he said, "That's because you had an experience in your childhood and you were told to shut it down." And when he said that, Sherry, everything flooded back to me. I remembered it. I remembered my dad telling me, "Never do that again." And I basically said to this person, if this is a contract I made with my dad, who at that point had been deceased for many years, I rescind my contract. Yeah. I am an adult. I want to be who I'm here to be. And things really opened up after that. And so there are things about me, and this is part of like one of my tips I want to share. There are things about me that I've been ridiculed for as a child, and also that I didn't like about myself. And those are the examples I'm going to give are 2 of the things that are part of my gift. And so this is why I think sometimes the keys or the clues are right there in these things that look like challenges or obstacles. So the first one I want to mention is my voice. I have been self-conscious about my voice most of my adulthood, but come to find out my voice is part of my healing abilities. There's something in my voice that calms people down, that brings a level of unconscious healing. The second thing I mentioned is just those sensitivities. I was shamed because of my sensitivities, but my sensitivities are part of how I connect with other people and help connect into their trauma so that I can help them release that trauma.
That is beautiful. I got goosebumps as you were speaking all through this time. And you're right. When you're little, you don't realize, and as you were saying, how many people have suppressed because somebody said something, or you were told not to do that anymore. And I think it takes a lot of courage to look at and then heal it and then release it. And I think that is just amazing, your journey. And I just find it fascinating how you have helped and touched other people's lives at the same time. What can you tell us about, you're also, which I found very fascinating, is a medical emotional intuitive. Can you explain to people what that is?
Okay. So we think of ourselves as these physical bodies, but we're so much more than that. I say we're multidimensional because we've got the physical body, we've got an energy aspect to ourselves, we have this ancient wisdom of ourselves, we have conscious thoughts, we have unconscious thoughts. And so if you think about a parallel, let's take a parallel from our human selves to a carpet. If you look at that carpet, that's a physical product. Yeah. But that physical product started as somebody's idea. And then that idea became maybe a design. And then the person got the resources to make that carpet. And now it's a carpet. Yeah. Well, this happens within our bodies as well. Many times unconscious thoughts, things we've shut down, traumas we've put away because we couldn't deal with it into part of our body actually prevents the body's wonderful self-healing mechanisms from working. So what my gift is to actually be able to communicate to the person what the thought or help them release the trauma that's stuck there, that's manifesting now as pain, illness, lack of mobility, whatever that thing may be. So it's almost like I can translate for the person what it is that their body's trying to tell them, because often the pain is really the body trying to say, hey, look at this. Yeah. Hey, love me here. Yeah. But we tend to want to, or we've been taught by the pharmaceutical industry to suppress those messages. So we suppress them and then we never actually heal them. Yeah.
Oh, I totally believe your body is very intelligent, that we are intelligent beings as a multidimensional beings, and that your body knows how to heal itself, but it depends on, some people use it as a Band-Aid or they cover it up, you know what I'm saying? And they can actually heal that, some things go to such the extreme where they may need surgery. You still get your surgery done because it's been there for so long, but a lot of it can be actually shifted and changed and even heal those parts,
And actually too, Sherry, even if you've had a surgery, that non-physical thing could still be there. This is why sometimes people have a hip replacement and that hip replacement fails because they haven't healed what's underneath that.
Yes. Absolutely. That was a good point to bring up. Absolutely. And I know there's a lot of people, if they really look at it, and some people need help with it, and that's what you do. You help people with that. I do too, but you do as well. And I believe we all have our own unique gifts. And I believe that people are guided to you wherever you are. But I feel it's important that I like how you get to the layers of it. You can get to the core. And I think going to the core is important because then it unravels, and the healing part of that happens. I think that's wonderful. I also, go ahead.
No, you go, hon.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
I think the other thing I wanted to bring up just on this, reclaiming your true self topic is, we really, it's almost like I'm having a hard time putting this in words, but, I had this vision several years ago of how we have so much knowledge. We're really pure love when we're born. That's why people can't resist babies, because they're just holding unshielded, authentic, true self-love. Yeah. And as maybe they see something, maybe they're not even told like not to be who they are, but they interpret things wrong and they think that they can't be this, or they think they won't be loved if they show this part of themselves. But as we can become aware of things that we've kind of hidden or let go of, or, maybe we've tried to fit in, those are really ripe avenues to explore to get ourselves back to wholeness, back to that like full, like lovable baby, that baby self, right? That, that can giggle like freely. When I first started, like in 2010, when I first started my own healing process, I mean, I really didn't like my laugh. I couldn't laugh. And so, for me, like part of healing that whole self-consciousness about laughing was I got like videos of babies and, puppies and stuff, and just like trained myself to be used to hearing myself laugh. But to like, I mean, just think of that one thing, to hold yourself back from laughing.
Yeah.
Like that's a muting or a shutting down of yourself.
Yeah, laughter is important. Being true to who you are, speaking your truth, and and people, they get shamed or, they get knocked down a notch, and they have to just be who they are, and not suppress. People suppress, and we all have somewhere, suppression. And I love.
So this isn't really about like saying, boo on you, you suppress things, boo on you, you hid things. It's more like a call to be aware. Just, take time looking at what have you shut down. Okay. There's a phrase that came to me from Spirit a few years ago, and it's so powerful. And that is awareness.
Yes.
Equals the power of choice, equals the power to change.
Yes.
If we don't see what we're doing, it can seem like we have no choice but to do that thing. Yes. But once we see it, then we can say, hey, wait a minute. Is that taking me toward my joy, or is that taking me away from my joy?
Exactly. I want to say hi to Andrea. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Andrea.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you'd like to share or give any tips or tools for the people who are watching?
Absolutely. So I kind of have mentioned, looking at who you were as a child. What were the things you liked to do? What were there some dreams that you had that maybe, maybe something like, for me, I'm going to give myself as an example. So as a child, I used to play, I was the mom and I had 2 baby girls. And then like my parents' relationship fell apart. We're going to hope Sherry can get back in. My parents' relationship fell apart. And so I kind of assumed, okay, dreams don't last. So I kind of gave up on my dream of having my family, happy family. But I met my husband when I was 18. We got married when we were 22 and 23. It wasn't until like 12 years after, 12 years after we were married that I felt healed enough to pursue being a mom. And we have 2 daughters. So, this is an opportunity to look at yourself, take inventory. What have you given away? What do you want to reclaim? Let's see. The other thing that is really an easy thing to look at is, how are you labeling yourself? Are you saying, I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a corporate person? Like, in these labels that we tend to wear, it can box us in. So when people ask me to speak and do a bio, I almost don't want to do it because I don't want to define myself. I
Yes.
don't want to limit myself. That's the space I'm trying to live in, is to be expansive, to be open to who I am today.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's just that people can relate to a topic, or to
Yes,
relate to. Yeah, when we're aware like that, we don't like to limit ourselves,
Yeah.
because it's so much broader than what we say or what we actually state who we are, so much bigger.
Another tip is don't own what you don't want to keep.
Yeah.
So, somebody might have, they might have a negative energy. I'm not saying a negative entity. I'm saying a negative energy. For example, what was I going to say? Somebody might say, well, I'm not going to do that because I'm stubborn. That's just the way I am. That's a clue right there. There's an energy right there that is not love.
Yeah.
It's not light. So it's actually limiting what you're experiencing of love and light is.
Yes.
So when you hear yourself saying something like that, or owning a trait that's not really serving our highest good, look at that. That's a beautiful opportunity to expand and grow. Another one might be saying, I have XYZ disease. Do not own something you do not want to keep, because in that ownership, you're not telling the body that you want to heal.
Yep.
You're saying to the body, this is status quo. It is what it is. So start to try to metamorphosize that more to, I'm trying to understand the underlying messages of XYZ disease, because I am whole. I will heal this.
That is wonderful, because, a lot of people do that, and we all have at one time and had to shift it, or be aware of where you needed to love that part of you. And that is so true. You are an amazing teacher and author, in the way you explain it. And I think you're going to touch a lot of people today. And I think that's wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to share? I would like to bring up your books, because we want people to purchase her books too. She's amazing.
I'm just looking at my notes just to see if there's anything quick. I guess the biggest one is just to be aware of your focus, what it is that you're looking at. There's a tendency for us, if we have just imagine a pie, like a cherry pie, an apple pie, whatever your pie is. And while you were out of the room, someone came and took one of those slices. It's human nature to look at that empty slice and say, somebody took one of the slices. Where is that slice? Why do I not have a whole pie? Instead of looking at the abundance of the rest of that pie. So start to shift your awareness toward what is good, what is fulfilling, what is abundant, and you suddenly have more abundance in your life.
Oh, that is so true. I mean, you have a lot of wisdom here to help people shift and actually to achieve what they want in life, and to really love themselves at all levels too, and how they are creating their reality. So I think this is really good tools. And I want to bring up one of your books, and I want you to be the beacon. How did this book unfold for you? I mean, what driven you to write this book?
So I'm actually a contributing author on this book. There are, I think, 20 chapters, and it's all transformation stories about, shining your light. Yeah. And I was looking to become a published author, and Be the Beacon is actually a kind of message I teach to people who are empaths, to go from being a sponge to being a beacon. So when this book particular title came across my awareness, I just knew that I was supposed to be in this one. And my chapter in this book is called This Little Light of Mine. And it's my unfolding story of kind of reclaiming my healing abilities.
How can people purchase this book? Is it on Amazon?
So right on my site or on this thing here, it says my URL, releaseyourblocks.com. In the navigation, there's a link for that book to buy that book. It is available on Kindle and Amazon, but if you go to my site, I'll do a signed copy.
You can. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's nice to go direct when you can, and especially a signed copy. We're going to bring up another book, and I want you to explain Unmute Voices. You talked a little bit about that in our topic today as well, which I think is important for people to speak their truth and to be authentic of who they are. Yeah.
So this book came up, I think, 2 years after the first one. And this is more, this is, again, a collaborative book. My title or my chapter is called The Vibe to Thrive. And it talks about my experience as a young person in a very dysfunctional household. I call it dystopia, with abuse, shaming, and this prevailing message that I had to respect my elders, even though they were not respecting me, protecting me, honoring me, cherishing me. And that has been a huge process that I am still in the midst of healing, that ancestral programming.
Yeah.
So this book really is various people talking about ways that their voice has been muted and that they are working through, have worked through. And one of the good things about this book is that every chapter includes a couple of tips or things to journal on.
Oh, this is amazing. And how can they get this book? Is it the same thing? They can go to you directly on your website?
Yep, they can go to my site and buy an autographed copy, or they can go to Kindle or Amazon. I don't get any money if it goes through, Amazon, but
no, going to
that's okay. I love to share the info.
Yeah, it's good to get it everywhere because people, will go many ways to come to you to get it. But signed copies are special too. So we really appreciate having you on our show, but we're time now to do.
Hi, Denise.
Yes.
Hey, anybody else pop in the chat so you can go in the drawing.
Yes, just say hi. If you say hi, we're going to be doing the drawings. I have to leave to go to another site to do the drawings. It grabs everybody's chat and then it tells me who the drawings are. So it's going to take a few seconds. So give me a few minutes and I'm going to tell you who we're going to give away first. SatyamaPublishingCompany.com. If you can go to SatyamaPublishing.com. We're also going to be sending this book out called The Invisible Reptide. And they also have a social media. You might want to join them too. They are a publishing company and they've been so wonderful to donate gifts for us for our drawings. And we'll be doing Kristi's drawing next too. You don't want to miss any of this. This is really good. And I'm going to pop out and I'm going to pop back in.
So maybe while you're doing that, I'll read a little something that I have on my notes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kristi.
Okay. So this is, as I was kind of sending out an email about this show, I came across an old email, and this is one of the things I had written down, which I think is fairly succinct and powerful. We are multidimensional beings and can heal and claim more of ourselves that may be hiding behind and beneath past trauma, self-limiting beliefs, or ancestral stories that have kept generations small. Stories, patterns, myths, we may have been the ones to come here to heal.
Okay, Andrea Vital Almond. She is the winner of the Invisible Riptide. And that is awesome. So she got the children's book. And I'm going to put her name down. And anybody that does win, I need you to email me your address and phone number to Sherry Lord Podcast gmail.com. And I'm going to type it too. Make sure you email me so we can send it to you directly. We're going to do another drawing, and we're going to do Kristi's 15-minute medical, emotional, intuitive reading. And we're going to do her right now. This is a gift if you get this from her. Denise. Nope. I'm sorry, Denise. It's the wrong one. It's Sharon Kazar. Is there a Sharon Kazar?
Sharon Kaiser.
Sharon Kaiser is the winner of the 15-minute. Sharon Kaiser. Sharon, please email me your phone number and your email and your address. I need your address so I can forward this to Kristi. And Sharon, go to sherrylordpodcast@gmail.com. And I'm coming back into the studio. We eventually will be able to show it. I just don't know how to bring it up on the screen yet. So I have to kind of pop out to another site to run it that connects to our StreamYard. But we just happy. So yeah, Sharon, you won. And oh my God, all the wonderful people that had won the gift. And Andrea, thank you so much for watching. And we just want to give a great thanks to KristiBorst. And we'll definitely have her back on. She's a wonderful channel, but she's also a very good speaker and teacher. So we really hope you check out her website. And how can people get a hold of you again?
You can reach me at releaseyourblocks.com. My social media handle is HealingResonanceLlc. So you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, but reach out through my site. I offer 24/7 booking through my website.
Oh my gosh. And we also, anybody that like to be on our podcast, please go to sherrylord.com/podcast. All the information is there. And if you want to also place an ad, we are also going to be doing ads. And I think February, we're going to start offering our ads. So they're really good prices. You can't miss that. So I will be forwarding to you your winner, Kristi, and then I will be sending out in the mail tomorrow the Invisible Riptide book to Andrea as well. We just want to give great thanks to everyone who had watched us. And if you want to know any upcoming people that are coming on our show, again, go to www.sherrylord.com/podcast. And you can see who we have coming on. We also have Kristi's information there too. So if you just want to do a click, you can get right to her site if you kind of missed anything, or this is going to be on Facebook and LinkedIn, and we are also on YouTube. Thank you, Kristi, for being a wonderful guest. Again, we will be having you back. And we want to thank everybody for watching us, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you.
Thanks, Sherry. Bye, everyone.